So, as you know, PubG was talking to Sony. You know, they're trying to get a deal going because it wasn't full exclusivity for Microsoft. It was more or less a timed
exclusivity.
Yeah. So, however, now that Sony's talking to PubG, Microsoft is also talking to PubG to extend their contract or exclusive whatever. Exclusive deal, really, is what they call it. I think that's smart. Smarter than them. I mean, you know, it's doing very well. And the longer they can hold on to it, the better off they are. Because once PlayStation grabs it, you know, people are hearing what a good game it is, how fun it is. As soon as PlayStation grabs it, they might gravitate towards it really fast.
I mean, they're gonna gravitate towards the game no matter where it is. I think there's a couple things at play here. First off, I'm sure PUBG is in talks with everybody. Anybody that's publishing anything,
they are.
I'm sure they're in talk with. I'm sure with anybody that wants anything to do with the phenomenon that is PUBG.
Yeah.
Mobile.
I think it's interesting that they're even talking to PlayStation, especially in regards with what's going on with Xbox. But I think there's a couple things at play here, and we kind of talked offline. But with Fortnite coming out and having this free for all mode, and that being free to play on PlayStation right now. I'm almost like, in my head, I bet, and I'm sure this is a long shot. I'm sure it has nothing to do with it, because at the end of the day, I'm sure it's not a huge competition in that sense. But in my mind, I'm like, all right, well, this game is out now, ready to play, free to play, with the free-for-all mode, with Fortnite.
Battle Royale.
And now PUBG has to wait for their exclusivity deal to pretty much run its course on Xbox before they can even jump on the biggest console pie in order to get their game on and playing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess they would be competing with Fortnite on the bigger of the two console install bases.
Right.
So it's very interesting. This whole thing is very interesting. But if Microsoft is going to kind of jump on, start trying to pay to keep the exclusivity deal either solid or to keep it and push it longer, that's the first time we've seen Microsoft do something like that in a long time, which is also interesting. I
mean, right now the biggest strength, aside from its services and replayability for backwards compatible games, Xbox's biggest asset is PUBG.
Yeah, for this holiday anyway. Cause other than Forza and Cuphead, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that eventually they might try to push for a full console exclusivity, if that's even a possibility.
I mean, that'd be. Years ago, I would say yeah. Now, being that there's probably so much money to be made on a console like the PlayStation 4 that's probably close to 60-70 million consoles sold, they would be kind of silly to say, no, we're never going to come to your console. Because I don't think Microsoft could pay them enough money to pass up that install base.
Right.
So
I mean, as you know,
and we've seen that with pretty much every game that's come out that hasn't been like a Sony studio game or a paid for exclusive by Sony through their studios. Most of the games that were even somewhat exclusive to PlayStation first on the console has come to PC, has come to Xbox eventually as well. So I don't know. Exclusivity in the year 2017 is really weird, and it's very not clear what's what anymore.
Yeah, there's no clear, but you're right. You make a good point with the, okay, I can keep it for you guys, because you have the PC and you have Xbox for Microsoft. Okay, that whole, I mean, it's doing extremely well over there. But for consoles, that's a whole nother thing. Is it advantageous to hold on to it for Xbox's sake, or just release it to Sony where, like you said, you add all those extra
potential sales?
Yeah, exactly. So
I mean, they could even look at their the player base and see if they're really making their money off the PC version, and the players on Xbox are more likely to play shooters like PUBG than on PlayStation, where there's a lot of games like God of War and Tomb Raider. So then they might think that maybe they could take a deal with Microsoft for a full exclusivity, because they might not sell as well on PlayStation.
I don't know anymore, because if you look at the way that things have kind of swayed from what Xbox 360 was with Call of Duty and multiplayer games back on the 360, PlayStation is very much also now, it's seen as a shooting console too, because they have the Call of Duty rights, they have the Destiny, they have the Call of Duty marketing, they have the Destiny marketing, and all the Call of Duty tournaments are being played because of that marketing deal on PlayStation.
Right.
And they're using different controllers and stuff like that to utilize for those tournaments to try and help them out, because I think a lot of pro gamers still prefer the Xbox 360, Xbox One controller setups. But I still think that if PUBG came to PlayStation, it would still sell gangbusters no matter what the case would be. I think that Xbox could position themselves better if they do what we've been talking about and they set up the keyboard and mouse system, and they allow for Xbox One X users or Xbox One S users to play alongside the PC players.
Yeah, crossplay.
Because I'm still not 100% convinced, like, console with the controller playing PUBG, because you're going in and out of menus so quickly. And I haven't seen it played for myself, but it just, the amount of menu maintenance that you have to do in a regular game on a controller, you might be losing precious time and you might die pretty quickly if you're not paying attention. Now the rest of the game is being potentially played on consoles for the Xbox version, so they might have the same problem, but you're going to have to kind of choose when you can go and change your inventory out or update your inventory during the course of a game, and because there's no pause button. So I think if Xbox places themselves properly and includes mouse and keyboard, then I think that they will be fine. They will sell plenty of PUBG on Xbox. I think PUBG going to PlayStation, I still think they'll sell gangbusters, and I just think they'll close off the system to keep it at PlayStation and not cross-play with PC. So,
yeah, it depends on how much money Sony wants to throw at them.
I mean,
because like you said too, it's like, what is it even going to be worth their because they look at what people are playing, obviously, as well. They're like, okay, we're going to purchase this, just to grab it, to share it, and then be like, oh, well, I guess, do people really play those type of games on our console, though?
Oh, they totally do, though. Like the lines are too blurred now. Like I said, Call of Duty is marketed on PlayStation. Destiny is marketed with the exclusive content deal on PlayStation. PlayStation 4's controller, Bungie had insight to and had tips or recommendations for the PlayStation 4 DualShock controller, because they were part of that time period when they were creating the system. So they gave some of their feedback. Bungie gave some of their feedback to PlayStation and pretty much gave them certain things that they requested or liked about the DualShock 4. So there is a lot of. I just don't think like you can look at PlayStation or Xbox and be like, oh well, this is the shooter console, because I think that the lines are just too blurred at this point.
Yeah.
It's just whenever I guess this is still from like old standards for video games. I still think of the Xbox as like the military shooter party chat console.
It's
Everyone's
clearly
playing
the,
multiplayer.
it's clearly the Sea of
And it's
Thieves
interesting
console.
to think about. It's interesting to think about that, but at the same time, younger kid generations, they're not going to think about it being a shooter console. They're going to think about it as the Minecraft console.
The Minecraft console. Jeez.
Minecraft is on everything.
Yeah, but it used to be console exclusive to
exclusive
Xbox.
to
Yeah.
Xbox 360.
Has
So
its
this is-
own system.
This
of
is
Minecraft.
kind of like the repeating gaming's world's repeating itself.
Perception.
Yeah.
It's all
Always.
about perception.
Yeah, and you try to think of what kids are actually playing these days and trying to look at exactly how they're looking at this marketplace. It's crazy.
Just analyzing the market.
Yeah.
Just the video game market. All these 8-year-old kids are like,
Pulling up the newspaper.
Wonder
Well, clearly, right here,
that's up 5 points. It's good.
Yeah.
Nintendo's doing well, I see. Mom, about that on my Christmas list, please. I don't know why I went British, but anyway.
I was just.
It's a standard like British kid video game stockbroker.
Yeah, that's exactly how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blame Jonah for that one.
Never.
Um,
So I think you mentioned earlier why you're wondering why people are even commenting about this deal.
yeah.
So I think everyone's playing silent except for the president of Bluehole, which is
Yeah. And it's like I said, even for these stories that come out that like Xbox is trying to extend the exclusivity deal, like where did that come from?
it's probably some leak in the
Probably rumors, murmurs. They're all keeping it down low.
somebody who wants to get like the ball rolling in the deal wants like outside pressure.
Hashtag
I
fake
guess
news.
because like it's I think it's very telling though that if Microsoft's going back to the table to try and get the exclusivity extended, I think that's very telling about how Microsoft sees this game to their business this year.
I mean, this game, it's so well. I think it made the president of Bluehole a billionaire.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, so
He won't mind if you stream it then.
he makes most of his. He makes this game Is
probably
streaming central.
Yeah, this game was probably made primarily off of its ability to stream and get content out on it.
Yeah, so if you stop streaming, people are gonna get super mad. this is their main like game for streaming for a lot of people, and I think it does sell games to people that watch streams on Twitch. So yeah, PubG streaming king.
PUBG
I lost my train of thought at the end there.
I like that. I like
It
to throw you
happens.
off topic.
It'll happen more as you get older.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a good idea that Microsoft is, if it's true, all this stuff is true about
the only thing that
stuff.
is interesting too, and I'm thinking about this now, is like I don't know, like Bluehole is that's just the company that owns the rights to PUBG.
Yeah, it's the It's like the developer, and then there's Player Unknown. They work together.
And now the interesting thing is that the last time that we saw Xbox have some sort of, or Microsoft have some sort of strong interest in a company, they bought it, and that was Minecraft and Mojang. So if they're talking again, like I don't think they would. They'd have to throw a lot of money at it, and I think there's more money to be made to be an open game to all platforms. But like if Xbox or Microsoft came in and were like, hey, we're gonna buy your company and we're gonna buy PUBG, I think that's the only logical step that they could potentially go to.
I mean,
I just don't think they'll do it.
If they do buy PUBG, they could end up like Minecraft, where it wasn't console exclusive.
Yeah,
they sold it on PS4. Switch.
They're still selling it on PS4.
Yeah.
Like it hasn't gone anywhere.
But they're still making money because it is their game.
Yeah, it's their game.
So they could just instead of being
and that's where Phil Spencer has come up plenty of times to be like, yo, we don't make money on hardware, we make money on the services in the games.
Yeah.
And PUBG could be a service, and that service could be what makes them and drives their
exactly.
profit lines. So it's interesting to think about. I don't know if that's going to be the reality, but I guess we'll find out.
I actually hadn't considered them even buying Bluehole,
but like I said, I would have never considered them even possibly throwing money at Mojang and buying Minecraft, but they did it.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to think about.
Yeah. But what do you guys think? Let us know down in the comments.